Okay. I hope that this is the right time to start the classes, right? It's good evening to everyone. Hamid, Ramshi, are you in the line?
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening. Shall we start the session?
If others are okay, so it's okay. For me, it's okay.
Okay. Actually, it's today to explore a fascinating, emotionally rich, and economically powerful phenomenon, Indian weddings. Right? So, our session today is entitled Indian Weddings Cultural Canopies. That is canopies. That is means it's a cover or decoration. A phrase that captured both the magnificence and complexity of this billion-dollar industry. I hope that, or you believe or not, right? This industry is a billion-dollar industry. Indian weddings are not just the ceremonies, they are the reflection of traditions, emotions, identity, and enterprises. They are where ritual meets retail, where cultural meets commerce, and where consumer psychology unfold in vibrant colors. In India, host over 10 million weddings annually, approximately 10 million weddings on annually per year. Yes, with an estimated market value of $130 plus billion. Yes, or you believe this? Yes, of course, it's true. Yes, it's making it the second largest wedding industry in the world. Yes, of course, the first one is US, second one is India. Yes, it's just behind the US, yet unlike many Western models, Indian weddings are deeply intervention with regional diversity, family expectations, then religious practices and social aspirations. In today's cases, we can discuss the economic architecture of the Indian wedding industries, especially what is the cultural influence to shaping the wedding related consumptions. Finally, the behavioral drivers behind decision making from the bride and groom to extended families, and the rise of entrepreneurship and innovation from destinations, weddings, and digital invites to AI driven bridal wear personalization. So, this case does not, it's just open a window into India. It offer a lens into how cultural can shape the market and how aspirational consumption can fuel entire ecosystem of business innovation. Yes. Let's begin by understanding the cultural and structural landscape of Indian weddings. That is, introduction to Indian weddings. The first one is rich diversity in traditions across India. India is culturally diverse country with over 2000 distinct ethnic groups, right? And multiple religions, Hindu, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, right? Among others. So each with its own wedding customs, own rituals, and own attire also. A wedding in example, a wedding in Punjab can look entirely different one in Tamil Nadu or Kerala or West Bengal, right? So this diversity means that the wedding industry in India is not a single monolithic market, but yeah, that it's a regional based micro market, each with its own set of expectations, service providers, and price points also. The second one is the integral part of Indian culture and family honor. Right? In Indian society, a wedding is more than a union between two individuals. It is seen a public celebration of family values, right? Then it is here, many of the families, it's believed that it is a social status, and even some cultural identity also it's behind. Strongly the Indian peoples all believe that. So the families often go to great length to host weddings that reflect their honor, pride, and standing in the community. So this emotional significance fuel high stakes decision making and generous spending patterns, often regardless of Indian groups. Third one is multi-day events with rituals, music, and foods. Right? A typical Indian wedding is not a single day event. It is usually it's span minimum 3 to 5 days, with events such as henna ceremony, then musical night. It's sangeet. We can say that. Then halti, that is turmeric ritual, especially the main weddings ceremony and grand receptions. So each event comes its own decorations, themes, outfits, especially different catering, and different entertainment for different days. It's creating multiple touch points for business. That planner, designers, catering peoples, decorators, entertain entertainers, and more stakeholders are involved. Especially know that the average wedding size 200 to 1000 people, except guest also. Right? The guest list are typically large and inclusive. Even that that most of the weddings often include 200 plus guests. So while that affluent families may invite over 1,000, this scale necessitates massive logistic uh, coordination also, from venture management and hospitality to transportation and food also, and create that fertile market for even management companies and tech enabled wedding platforms. Then finally, the average spending minimum, that Indian 10 lakhs to 5 crores. Yes, so spending on weddings can vary widely based on region, socio-economic classes, and personal preference. On average, a middle class also, yes, the urban middle class people also, the Indian family may spend around 10 to 25 lakhs per wedding, right? So in upper income bracket, spending can exceed minimum 1 to 5 crores. So in many cases, the families begin savings for a child wedding yearly in advance. Once the child, even the birth itself, they are planned for starting their, saving their wedding amount. Yes, it's happened for many Indian families. Even um, they are spending more in weddings than in education or the some investment also. So this makes wedding year resistant sectors, recession and resistant sectors with constant demand even during the economic slowdowns also, right? Even the many Indian families, the COVID time also, it's happen some weddings na, after the shutdown, they are just to be celebrating for organizing some receptions to celebrate in a grand manner. Suppose some due to some government regulations, restrictions, they are just had a meeting, have a wedding na. After that, nowadays they are celebrating their first child birthday and 6 month child birthday, so lot of things, half birthday months, so lot of things are celebrated because due to their intention is they want to spend more amount during the weddings. Yes, that function, that ritual is must, so that amount we want to bear for any other family function also, because they are not ready to save the amount to invest. Yes. So the Indian weddings are emotionally intense, culturally diverse, and especially economically significant. So they offer a unique lens to study consumer behavior, brand positioning, then entrepreneurship and experiential marketing, all under the umbrella of one grand event. So, that the wedding as a business ecosystems, many of the countries they feel like that it is the occasion, right? But in India, the wedding treated as a business ecosystems. Now let's look at Indian wedding is not a cultural event, but also as thriving business ecosystems, one that contributes significantly to the economy and fuel a wide range of industries. The industry worth $50 plus million. The Indian wedding industry is currently valued at over $50 million. Yes, so, and it's growing steadily year on year. Some estimates on push it beyond $130 billion when you include all the ancillary sectors. What's remarkable, it is the industry is largely unorganized yet highly resilient, right? Driven by cultural demand more than economic conditions. Let's break down the some key contribute sectors now. The first one is event management, the wedding planner and coordinator from the backbone of the ecosystems, from conceptualization teams to managing the logistics and vendors. Then the segment is booming, especially among the urban and especially NRI families who opt the professionalized turnkey services. That the hospitality and tourism also, with the distinction wedding becoming increasingly popular in place like Jaipur, Goa, Udaipur, and even some overseas. So there are surge in business for hotels, resorts, then the travel agencies, especially the local tourism operators. So many five-star properties now offer exclusively wedding package. Then the fashion and the jewelries. That this is one of the most vertical business vertical in the weddings, from designer, bridal, wear and groom dressmaking, to not only the bridal and groom, even that that the family outputs, outfits and traditional jewelry sets, the fashion and fine jewelry or status symbol of Indian weddings, very well, right? So this has opened doors for luxury brands, local designers, and even rental platforms. Another the contributors is catering services. Food is the huge cultural and emotional component in the Indian weddings. Especially catering alone can make 20 to 30 percentage of the total wedding budgets. So it's providing significant opportunity for some catering people, especially food and beverage suppliers. Then the entertainment
Mom,
and performance from
mom, can I say please?
starts with DJ, live, bands. Then celebrity also appears to traditional folk performance. Entertainment is now a must has experiential element. The wedding sangeet have turned into Bollywood style productions, creating demand for choreographies. Even the music directors and stage designers, they are not only to teach the bridals, right? Even that bridal parents, group parents also, just to be trained them for choreographies, for performing their dance in the wedding functions. So that entertainment and performance sectors also mainly contribute in the Indian weddings. Then photography and videographies, that pre-wedding shoot, post-wedding shoots, lot of new concept is entered here. The rise of that cinematic wedding films, then social media sharings. So it's transformed the wedding photography into the high end art. So there is a growing market for drone shoot, then treasure, that release the trailers also. Yes, and real time streamlining, especially for NRI guest. Lot of things is it's behind. Then finally, that printing and gifting industries customize the wedding invitations, both physical and digitals. It is also one of the big business. In additions, it's personalized gift, wedding favors, that written hampers, and eco-conscious packaging have created the niche industries around the printed good and giftware also. So, in this entire slide, just to show how the Indian weddings form a multi-sectoral economic engine, with each segment offering opportunities for startup people, entrepreneurship, innovation, and vertical integrations. Are you accepted? Yes.
Yes, mom. Mom, it can say is a kind of geographical location cultural system.
Sorry, Hamad, your voice is not audible. Please just a little bit louder. To speak little bit louder. Hamid, my voice is audible.
Yeah. It's whatever.
Yes, mom, it's audible.
Yes, sir.
Mom,
Hamid,
it
to
can say
ask some doubts or what? To speak little bit louder.
yes,
It's
mom. I would
okay.
like to say something.
Okay. Actually, I'm asking the questions. Everyone, you are accepting for this, because the Indian weddings, it's involved for multi-sectorial economic, right? So it's not only involving for it's not just we are taking it is the function. It is always involving the concept of entrepreneurship, concept of innovation, and vertical integrations, right? So whether you are interested in luxury branding or hospitality or supply chain or experiential marketing, this is the case. Yes, where culture drives commerce to scale. Yes, now you are a little bit understanding why I am just to taking this case study, especially for MBA students. The next one is key stakeholders in the wedding industries. What are the key stakeholders mainly involved in the Indian wedding industries? Because it is crucial to identify the key stakeholders who drive this industry forward. Because that every industry startup now, we first understand who is the target audience, right? So the key stakeholders, that it's little bit understanding, right? So this is not a simple buyer seller relationship. It is a complex and emotional, especially layered stakeholders network with overlapping their role and influence. The first major player is families, decision makers, and financiers. The central driving force behind any Indian wedding is the family, often both side of the families, parents, uncles, and especially for even grandparents have a say, right? They are typically the primary financiers, we can call it, right? So often funding their entire event. Their choices are guided by the blend of traditions, community expectations, especially social status, so making them key decision makers across every major category: venue, outfits, food, rituals, and some guest experience. The second one is key stakeholder is wedding planners. You know that the wedding planners are like a CEO of the event. So they manage timelines, even the vendor logistics, theme, and guest coordination. You know that in recent years, I mean that current phenomena, the especially in urban and that the destinations weddings, the planner have become indispensable. That they turn family visions into some curated some of the experience should be converted due to curiosity, so often serving us is a strategic consultant for the entire celebrations. Then vendors and suppliers, these include that decorations, even that catering people, photographers, some museum, yes, some transportations providers, that the makeup artist and more. Each wedding might engage 20 to 40 different service providers, especially catering a micro economy. The vendor often build long-term relationship with planner and families, and their reliability and creativity directly impact customer satisfaction. Another thing is the designers and artists, from fashion designers and Meganthi artist, that the set of designers, the creative professionals play a huge role in shaping the wedding virtual and emotional appeal also. Today's the couple want a balance between tradition and modernity, and this stakeholders group is key to delivering the fusion. The next one is influencers and media also. The social media influencers, the wedding bloggers, then celebrity weddings, and platforms like Instagram and Pinterest play a big role in shaping the perception of what a perfect weddings looks like. right? So the modern couples also often come with inspiration borders and trends checklist based on what they have seen online. So this gives influencer strong indirect control over the market demand, especially in fashions, decorations, and photography. Then last one is guest future consumers and the word of mouth channels. That is, the guests don't just attend, they observe, they evaluate, and they remember. That is most important. Yes, even the 10 years back one marriage is happened, yes, that things, any positive things is happen during that wedding na, so they remembered. Yes, that family, they are indicating that family that's happened, because it's we just to be remembered. It is also one of the social prestige issues, right? So the guest, we are feel like that the relatives are coming and go back, it is 1 day function, it is 2 days functions, then forget. It is not like that. It is that Indian weddings, they all the guests are observing, then to be evaluate and always remembered. So this concept we just to be consider for the Indian wedding families also in their perspective. So their feedback can influence future wedding in the family or community. A great experience may lead to repeat ventar, that some reference or brand loyalty. In that sense, that guests are both participants as well as the potential future clients within this ecosystems. So the Indian wedding operate through a complex stakeholders matrix, we can simply say. In what are the matrix, I mean, what are the factors including their matrix now? The emotional, social, financial dynamics, and these are the things is deeply intertwined. So the understanding each stakeholder's role, motivation, and influence is key for business aiming to enter or innovate in this space. So the next one is
Mom, I would
changing
like to say
trends,
something.
changing trends and consumer behavior. Let's now explore how the consumer preference and wedding practices are evolving in the Indian market. The influence by globalizations, technology, rising incomes, and shifting generated values. Yes, the destination weddings, even the Udaipur, Goa, Jaipur, yes, there been a major rise in destination weddings, where couple choose the exotic locations like Udaipur Palace, Goa beaches, that Jaipur heritage fort, right? So these are not only aspirational but also offer a controlled guest list and a bundled experience. So the combination of travel, celebration, luxury, hospitalities, this trend has created opportunity in hospitality, logistic, event planning, and tourism also. Second one is, this is the changing trends at present. The consumer I mean, consumer means here that family members are just to expecting these things. Second one is customized themes, royal, beach, then traditional. So that today weddings are highly personalized and experiential, right? It's, the couples increasingly opt for uh that decorations, everything for the customized attire, innovations, even food also, right? So aligned to a central concept like the royal Rajasthani wedding, and it's that the Poho beach affairs and the temples style traditional event. So this trend has sparked a demand for creativity driven services, from set designers to storytelling photographers. Then that social media impact, sometimes the Instagram worthy moments, that redefined how weddings are experienced and remembered. So the social media has redefined, from free pre-wedding shoots to real-time Instagram stories. The couples now plan their wedding with the content mindset, so aiming for visualizing stunning. Yes, this has experienced the market for digital survey photographers, the content creators, stylist people, and social media managers. So these are the area focused for the changing their consumer behaviors. Then another thing is celebrity influence, the Bollywood style ceremonies, at present, the last year's the Ambani groups, yes, we had a very good, yes, that expensed weddings or happen. They are bringing all the Bollywood, Hollywood, yes, even a lot of states, famous heroines, or just bring them, gather them. They are giving one, yes, to give lot of money to spend them, to bring them, to serve. Yes, they are instructed to serve the, yes, guest. So that that much of things, it's customized. Yes, it is the new concept, we are saying like that. The same thing, Ratan Tata, that Tata group, the same year, the last year, the Ratan Tata group, or one of the family, yes, weddings also happen. Yes, that time that only 6 members were participated. Yes, so that Ratan Tata groups also, it's a very biggest group. Even the Ambani group also, it's a very biggest group. But one side the peoples are doing their wedding, another side the peoples are doing their different things. Yes, so that is the comparisons of making their society also. But now the this case na, only for many 99 percentage of peoples are just to eagerly to celebrate their wedding as a very grand manner. Even the middle class people, even the low class people also, they are expecting their weddings for to do their in a very grand manner. Yes, then that growing demand for eco-friendly weddings also, increasing environmental awareness, the niche but growing segment of consumers now seek zero waste weddings. These include digital invites, eco-friendly decorations, the locally sourced organic food, and a reusable or plantable gift. So the startups and planner offering green alternatives are gaining traction among the urban and environment friendly conscious millennials. So these trends reflect a shifting consumer mind from traditional to expressive. So from functional to experience, from passive consumption to socially visible. So the purpose driven choices is behind. So the business that can adapt to these trends and innovate around personalization, the sustainability, and digital integrations. The next one is, what is the case discussion highlight here? Yes, that the less now the zoom out and reflect on the border cultural and strategic questions raised by these gays, right? The Indian wedding industries, it's not just about the scale and spending. Yes, it's also a rich case of cultural negotiations, commercialization, and consumer psychology. So the Indian weddings reflect deep rooted traditions. At their core, the Indian weddings are deeply rooted in centuries old customs and rituals. They are spiritual, symbolic, especially socially significant. It's reflecting values like family unity, then community participation, and respect for values. So, despite modernization, these core ritual continue to, that wedding experience. The second one is cultural elements turn into commercial product. That the mehanti ceremony, right? The traditional attire has now been transformed into marketable experience. The ritual are now, that by event manager, the traditional art forms are monitored as entertainment. This raises the questions, are we celebrating traditional or selling it? That questions comes to our mind, right? Then family values versus market driven decisions. uh, there is often that tension between family expectations and market trends. Should the couple follow market trends like a beach wedding, or adhere to the family desire for the traditional temple ceremony? So these decisions involve emotional negotiation, that generations gap or cultural compromise, all of which are relevant in understanding the consumer decision making process. Another thing is, are we preserving culture or packaging it? That questions also comes under our mind. With that it's themed wedding, the designer rituals, that instagrammable traditions, the lines between authentic celebration and uh, commodifications are increasingly that blended. So these questions invite deeper reflections, how culture is adopted, modified, and even diluted in the name of personalization, branding, and visual appeal. So the case question is now, the culture driving business or vice versa? Yes, you know the business simply responding to cultural demands, so, or is the commercial ecosystem reshaping how culture is expressed and consumed? Then this is not just relevant to weddings. Yes, if simply says any cultural industries, from tourism to entertainment to heritage craft. So it's prompt us to think about ethical branding, cultural sensitivity, especially for sustainable invention. So as a future manager, MBA students, right, or the future entrepreneurs, how do we navigate this intersection, right, of tradition and transformations? How do we create value without commodifying meanings? And most importantly, where does business responsibility come into play when dealing with the culture as a commercial asset? Please think and find the answer. Okay. Next one is marketing and branding strategies. The Indian wedding, what are the marketing and branding strategies behind? Okay. in spaces emotional and culturally loaded as Indian weddings, the marketing goes far beyond conventional advertising, right? So the brand that succeed in the domain do so by tapping into emotions, aspirations, and life milestones. So the making wedding a master class in emotional and experiential marketing. The first one is emotionally connect. Yes, family, tradition, status. So the Indian wedding marketing often appeal to emotional triggers like family bonds, cultural pride, yes, the social status. So the advertisement for jewelry, attire, or decorations frequently, that the sense of intergenerate love, rituals, and belongingness. So this emotional storytelling helps brand build trust and authenticate. So especially in the cultural sensitive space. Second one is aspirational marketing to middle class. Yes, millennials. You know that with a rising middle class and dual income families, there is a growing demand for affordable luxury. So the brand positioning themselves to serve millennial couples who want stylish, modern, and Instagram worthy weddings. So here the smart marketer craft navigators around self-expressions, uniqueness, and elevated lifestyles, making every wedding feel like a good dreams. Yes, perfect dreams. Then role of digital marketing here. You know that the reels, blogs, then influencer tie-ups, that it's a new wedding planner, right? The social media has become a new wedding planner. So Instagram reels, especially YouTube vlogs and influencer collaborations, it's shape trends and drive purchase decision also. Then event based branding, the bridal fairs, then wedding expos, these on ground activations allow brand to engage directly with their target audience, especially bride grooms and their parents, relatives, so all in one place. So the expo showcase fashion, jewelry, decorations, makeup, and venue options, everything, that the single space. So it's available. It is the powerful lead generation strategy, we can say that. Next one is experiential marketing, the customized customer journey. Personalization is a growing expectations from AI driven bridal outfit recommendations, the skin care routines, or some invitations designs. So the brands now craft tailored journey that makes the customer feel seen, heard, and valued. So this is not only improve satisfaction but also thrive, that loyalty and word of mouth referral. So the Indian wedding industries demonstrates, how deep cultural insights, the emotional intelligence, and digital innovations. The next one is, what is the opportunity for entrepreneurship? Yes, that that the Indian weddings concept, how it's helpful for entrepreneurs. What way this concept helping for, especially for Indian entrepreneurs, right? That the Indian wedding industry is not just grand in scale. It is that that it's ripe with and entrepreneurial potential. We simply says it's unstructured nature, emotionally complexity, and rapid modernizations. It's create numerous gap and pain points, that startup can solve through technology, creativity, and customizations. So the wedding tech platforms, lot of platforms is there. These digital market places that connect couple with verified the vendor, they are genuine or not. Yes, not only all the vendors, even the venues, photographers, it's a makeup artists, decoration, and more. Especially Wed Me Good. Yes, it's Sadi Saga. It's a website. Yes, it's a platform. You just to be here now, you search it, you can find out they are genuine vendors. Yes, then the bridal rental and sustainable fashion startups. The high bridal wear cost and low repeat usage have led to the rise of rental platforms. So for designer lehengas, some accessories, right? That some startups like Fly Robe and Rent, it that it's eco conscious also, it's cost aware customers. There are also growing demand for sustainable fashionable brands that use organic fabrics, natural dyes, or uncycled wedding attire. So the combination of ethics as well as for authentics. Then personalized gift and wedding website services also. The customized gift is gaining popularity from its monogrammed favor to hamper tailored by theme, moods, or region, even region also. At the same time, the couple want personalized wedding websites to manage, share schedules, upload live streams, and showcase live stories. So these services present opportunities for tech-enabled, personalized, and logistic coordinations. Then virtual weddings and live streaming tools. The pandemic, accelerated the trend of hybrid or virtual weddings, and the demand has persisted, especially for international and long distance guests. So this has opened the market for high quality, secure, interactive live streaming platforms. Yes, like remote blessing walls, then digital guest book. These are the example. Then that cultural consultant for destinations or global weddings. With more Indian intercultural marriage, there are growing need for cultural consulting, helping couples blend traditional from different circumstances, religious or nationalities. So these consultants help with ritual planning, symbolic meaning, attire fusions, especially for guidance. So ensuring authenticity and sensitivity in cross-cultural settings also. Then what are the challenges and ethical dilemmas, yes, involved in the Indian weddings industries? What are the challenges they are facing? First one is raising caste and societal pressure. The wedding have become extra, spending their extravagant affairs, right? So often exceeding families the financial capabilities. So the social pressures to host a grand event, then match community expectations, keep up with beer weddings, so can push the middle income families into debt, right? Then emotionally stress as well as that unsustainable spending also. This raises important question about consumer well-being and ethical marketing. The second one is gender stereotyping and outdated rituals. Despite modernization, many wedding practices still reinforce stereotypes. You know that such as that overemphasize on bride appearance, then dowry like gift changes, or the symbolic giving away of the bride. So there are growing awareness and that critic around these traditions, prompting business and planners to reimagine ceremonies in more inclusive and uh, progressive way also. That is also one of the challenge. Then third one is environmental impact of large events. You know, the food waste, excessive energy spending, then plastic decorations, fast fashion consumptions. These are the things to create some environmental impact, right? Then another challenges is ethical concern in vendor practices. You know that laborer, then artist, technicians and service staff, behind the glamour lies a workforce, so many of whom operate in informal conditions with no job security, especially fair compensations. So the ethical sourcing, labor right and vendor transparency also rarely questions. Please think, right? Then finally, you know that cultural authenticity versus commercializations, as wedding becoming more themed, right? So there are the risky of turned ritual into authenticate purpose. So for example, using temple ritual as photo backdrops or replacing meaningful traditions with trending visual experience. The question arises, we honoring traditions or exploiting the commercial gain? How do brands and planners walk to the line between innovation and insensitivity? Right? So, as a future leader or entrepreneur, it's important not just to spot the market opportunities, but also you are the responsibility to inclusivity and sustainability. So, this industry required culture, empathy, ethical foresight, and business integrity, right? Why I'm just to taking this cases for MBA students? Yes, what is the key insights for MBA students? First one is consumer behavior in emotional market. Yes, show how decisions are driven by emotions, family dynamics and cultural expectations. The innovations in traditional industries reveal how startup and modernization rituals through tech and creativity strategy. Then complex stakeholders management highlight the need to balance interest of families, vendors, planners and guests. Then branding in experience driven sectors demonstrate how the brands built value through storytelling, personalization and moments. You know that cultural sensitivity in marketing underscore the importance of respecting traditions while engaging diverse audience. These are the things first you want to be understand, then only you just go for startup, or you are ready to go for managing some other companies, yes, maybe the even management. Then what is the classroom discussions? Here I'm just giving some questions also. Yes, here I'm just to conclude the cases, just I'm giving some questions. Okay, the critical thinking, the ethical reflections, and entrepreneurial creativity. Yes, just I'm checking here for few questions. If you, I'm sharing that PPT to your group. Yes, along with entire case studies also, if your time will permit, to write and submit to Aditya madam for simple assignment basis. First, you check it. Yes, how much you are aware. Yes, how much you are capable to handling their event management systems. Okay. Or Indian weddings becoming too commercial? Can wedding be made more sustainable? What descriptive innovations would redefine this industry? How can business respect tradition while innovating? Yes, first you just to properly find the answer. Okay, then the conclusion of the part of the cases is the Indian wedding, that the cultural expression plus business opportunity. They are not just the personal milestones, they are the platform where traditions meet enterprises. Then, strategic balance between tradition and innovations. The most successful businesses in the space are those that honor rituals while reimagining experience, blending heritage with modernity. That is most important. Then, learning in marketing, operations, and cultural insights. This case provide you to rich insights into emotional culture behavior. That the stakeholders coordinations, experiential branding, and importance of cultural fluency, all vital for global business leadership. Then future, more experiential, digital, and personalized. The industry is moving towards tech-enabled, sustainable, and hyper-personalized offering. So opening the new avenue for entrepreneurs and marketers alike. So the Indian way technique is that culture is not the barrier to innovations. It is a gateway, right? So this question is, here I'm just giving their final questions. How do we build business that celebrate both profit and purpose? Yes. So, now the in Indian weddings, right? It's $130 billion business. Yes. So lot of scope is that if anybody is or interested to start up regarding their event management, lot of opportunity is that. Go ahead. Okay. All the best. If having any doubt, please ask me. Otherwise, leave the sessions. Thank you. I hope that today the case study is little bit interest, right? Because that the weddings, ceremonies, everything is known. It's close to our heart, right? Even our brothers' weddings or sister weddings and house relatives' weddings, everything we can see, na. So automatically we knows all the things or it's happen. It's not a built up things. It's everything happen in the Indian weddings, right? All the discussed points. But now we just go for that content wise now. So automatically we just to be aware. Oh, in that single wedding, how many sectors are involved, right? Thank you guys.
Mom,
Thank you so much. Yes, if having any doubt, please.
I should be like to add.
Yes, Said,
The wording
please.
system in India sir, it's not only for India. I should be say geographical location can do this. It's like it's Bangladesh and Nepal, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. All of these countries is related. There's something differences between like it's religion only. but the professional culture is just like a same.
Yes, of course. But why I'm taking there, especially for Indian wedding case studies, means I told that it is the second largest sectors. It's behind here. Yes, after first place is US. After that, the second place we are just to be hold them. That is the reason I'm just to taking their this case study. Another thing is, that lot of opportunities is behind for Indian people to uh, get the startup, right? If you take the China, yes, the population wise, the region wise is, yes, they are three times it's bigger than India, but their wedding, their cultures, that it's only for same way, not in the different forms, that here to taking their that 2000 ethnic, right, ethnic format is there in India. But if you take the Chinese, they are only one or two format they are following, because that all the peoples are same community people in the China. All the peoples are just to speak that single language, I mean united language. Yes, so they are, that they are diversification scope is very less to compare the India. Yes, that's why I'm taking here for the example of Indian weddings. Okay, apart from that, nothing.
It's okay, mom. Thank you.
Yes, please welcome. If any other questions, yes, please leave the sessions. Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, you are welcome.